Okay, this is 8209 Lake Nellie Road. You are looking at your across the street neighbors, and I'm turning to my left, and this is the way that I came in. You are about 45 minutes away from Walt Disney World Resort from here. It is a rural area, and there's definitely not a lot of traffic on this road because coming up is the first car that I've seen in the first few minutes I've been here. This is a 5-acre lot, or just a little bit under that, 206,000 square feet if I remember correctly. And frankly, I didn't take the time to look at the shape of the lot, but I'm going to assume that part of it ends over here by where those columns are that you're seeing, and runs straight back from there, and probably runs back from where the other columns are over here on the left. This is the way the house looks from when you're coming in off of the road, and it is set fairly close to the road, relatively speaking. Far from the road from a subdivision perspective, but relatively close to the road for a rural area. But then again, there's not going to be a whole lot of cars coming along here either. So I'm walking up to the house now, and I'm just panning to the left and to the right as I come up, so you get some sort of an idea of what the house and the surroundings look like. And then I'm going to go straight into the front door, and as you can see, when you come up, you've got some nice column entry, and then when you walk inside the house, you're going to find that immediately to the left is a staircase that's going upstairs. And then, of course, you've got vaulted ceilings here because it's a two-story home. It looks like there is some evidence that some people took some of the fixtures with them and so on. But then again, it's still a very well-appointed home with trade ceiling that need light fixtures and those type of things. Little bump outs here by the bay windows, and going on into the main living area, there's a step down, and then you've got some column work, and you've got some decorative influence here with the ceilings and the fixtures. Another step down into this small living area here, and I'm just sort of trying to pan around so that you get a general idea of what it is that you're looking at. There's not bugs all over the place, but it's not totally spotless, but it doesn't really look like there's like a huge amount of neglect or anything. And you still have the detail work. You can see the column outside through that one window, and more windows up here. It's cloudy today, letting in the natural light. I don't know if you can see through to the ceiling that's on the other side of that window, but it does look like there's some settling cracks there. I'll try to get a little bit more of a view of that as we continue to go around. I want to let you see a little bit more of this detail work here. And then coming into another living area, you've got some French doors that go to the outside. Once again, lots of natural light. Looks like the window treatments are already here, but if it had valences and stuff, none of that. 2 floors of openness, basically. And then we pan around to a kitchen that is open to the area that I'm standing in, and it looks like it's got some pretty decent cabinets. There's a nice hood above where the cooktop should go, but there is no cooktop, so that's one thing that you're going to have to replace. The backsplash, I think you'll see, looks pretty nice. The cabinets are not real light, but they certainly are not dark. The tile work is good, and hopefully you've been able to see this nice island that's in here. So the kitchen looks pretty functional, but it does look like it's missing a cooktop. Here's a nice double sink. I'm going to peer under here real quick to see if there's any possibility that there was a leak down there. I don't really see anything specifically. Perhaps you won't either. Intercom system. Closet pantry. And now I've flowed around into where the living room is again, and I'm going to give you the view back from the front door before I go upstairs again. And I'll come down and look at the other sections of the house for a moment, but as long as I'm over here, I'm going to head upstairs. Nice natural wood floors. It looks like it's all 18-inch tile downstairs. And I think it's all offset, actually. Coming up to where the fan room is, it does not appear to be in bad condition physically. Got a nice little rail here that allows us to look down on the rest of the house and allows us to look out to the pool as well. And I will go outside. And then beyond where the little cabana, wet bar / party house is, you can see that it's a rural area. So it does look very nice. When we move off of the landing, move into bedroom number 1 here. It has a full bath, but it does not have a vanity. Shower and a bath, tiled. Looks like there's been some patchwork there, but it doesn't look like there's an active leak. But certainly cosmetically, it would not be exactly the way that you would want it. And I think I'm going to say the same thing about this area right here, if you can see the way the reflection is. If you can get a good enough deal on it, I wouldn't be concerned about something like this. But if you've got to pay retail, then of course I would be having second thoughts. Got a little bump out here, nice little view of the road from here. I don't think you'd be bothered by road noise. And then a walk-in closet that has a little bit of customization. I'm going to keep on moving. Technically, that's a full bath with an ensuite, so that's probably the master bedroom, but I could be mistaken as we finish moving through here. Once again, you're going to need fixtures all over the place, and then there is a hole in the ceiling that maybe was wired for something and then they changed it because it looks different than some of these other ones do, which look like they had a little bit more forethought when they were extracting something from here. This is sort of like another ensuite as well, except the bath floors actually are in very good condition everywhere I've been. That's really just like a little bit of debris. This is a full bath that's off of the bedroom we were just in, but as you can see, it's also a hall bath that's shared. So, not a whole lot of stuff to really be concerned about so far, though. And then this bedroom is a full bedroom. It does not have a walk-in closet, but it does have a large closet that is semi-organized. So that would probably be not so bad. Now, I haven't been downstairs yet. We've only seen 3 bedrooms and 2 baths up here, so I'm assuming that it's the master suite that is downstairs in the part of the house that we haven't gone to yet. So I'm going to continue downstairs and see what we can find over there that we haven't explored yet, and I have not walked outside the home yet. So I apologize for the length of this video, but I'm trying to give you everything that I can see and everything that I can notice whenever I think about it, including the flooring, the ceilings, those kind of things. I would say this house is not in pristine condition, but certainly there's some storage off of the living area underneath the stairs. Certainly I've seen worse houses for more money. That doesn't necessarily mean you want to spend the money on the house, but it does have some nice design features. All the trim that's around all of the doors, all of the crown moldings, all of the high baseboards, all of the windows, makes it all look very nice. This probably is the master suite, and you've got French doors that go out onto your patio, and then you go out into the yard to get to the pool. And then here is the ensuite bath. And I still would like to bring some attention to some of these things that look like they might have been settlement cracks that have been patched, or maybe leaks from somewhere else that then got patched, but they don't really look like active leaks to me. Nice big shower in here. Got enough room for another shower head if you feel like putting one in. Nice big jetted tub, deep too. A lot of the fixtures gone. See, I've got a goatee now. Hopefully I look more healthy than the last time we spoke. I feel much better. I'll tell you all about it one of these days when you need to get some sleep. But we're still looking at not having a whole lot of fixtures, vanities, and things like that in some places. But the reality is, if you can get this house cheap enough, my first impression is that you might be able to maybe work a deal on this and have the work done and still come out way ahead as far as the value of the house goes. This basically has 2 organized / walk-in closets. So let me try and get back here and give you a larger sense of what the bathroom looks like, and see if I can find anything else that's worth mentioning. You've got these offset lights in here, and once again, got to take a look at these different ceiling areas and stuff like that, which I don't really know that I'm concerned about because they look like they've been patched. But then again, it's not the most professional patch job I've ever seen in my life either. So I'm going to walk out of the ensuite and go to the area that's immediately next to the entryway. And it looks to me like they have set this up as at some point in time, as a small theater, perhaps, because you've got these nice floors, the step up, and then they probably had something right here that was looking back towards where the screen was, and then maybe they had a little DLP hanging down from the top. But this is a den, study, entertainment room, that kind of thing, with not especially the best paint job that you've ever seen in your life. But still pretty nice looking. Got another full bath in here. I don't think we have any electric, so I don't think I can turn this on, but let me see what I can try and show you. It's really sort of the same thing. You've got a toilet on its own, and then you've got vanities and stuff like that missing, along with light fixtures. Still have a lot of the ceiling, and then, of course, because you're downstairs and there's also another full bath on the other side of the house, this is basically just a large bathroom with a toilet and sink only. And let's walk back over, step down, step up again. the fireplace, and I want to see if there's anything else that I've missed besides the garage. You have the laundry room right off of the garage, and you've got the garage with immediate access to the laundry room, and it's a 3-car garage, so that's sort of nice. And you can see where there's some drywall tape and some seams, things like that. Obviously there was some sort of leak there, or else you wouldn't have the problem with this shelf that you see right here. I can't tell if this is active or not, but by pressing it, there's no moisture. That doesn't mean that I'm saying it's fixed or anything, though, but you need to be aware of that. Certainly, I don't see anything telling me that if you get it cheap enough, you couldn't fix it up and still have some equity in it, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm going out the side access to the garage, just stepping out real quick to look at the AC unit. It's a train, that's sort of nice. And looks like there's some pond or lake frontage out there, maybe on a part of your property, maybe not. And now I'm going to step back in. I'm going to be on a well, obviously, although that looks more like it's the pool filter, to tell you the truth. I've got some experience with that actual brand of filter, and although it's sort of large and bulky, you can find a YouTube video that makes it actually pretty easy to work with. It's basically like the one I've got at the house where I live right now. I thought this thing would lock, but it's not. So that sort of takes care of that. Another look at the crown molding, maybe a look back upstairs from here, and a look to the front door. All very nice. See what we've got going on outside now. Step out of the French doors, and you have a covered area with a lot of column work and a huge wasp nest. Hopefully they're not very active today. And you can see that there's some cosmetic work that needs to be done here, if not structural, where you see right where the some of the soffits come off. But I don't really see anything that puts me off of this if you can get it cheap enough. The price had gone up another $1,000. Looks like they sort of ran out of money when they were painting the exterior here. Right here is where the money ran out, right around this window over towards the side. Need a little more crown molding up there too. And then let's walk from this nice covered area down the splendid royal runway. This is where I will probably have my crowning when I become king, if you don't mind having me over. Although I think the pool's probably going to need fixed up a little bit before it meets my exacting criteria. That being said, I would say unless the pool is totally screwed up, you can probably get this in like new condition for $3,000 or $4,000 and if all it is dirty, you can probably get that corrected in the course of a day. It really just depends on what you want to do. But of course we'd have to make sure that the pool stuff is running okay. And then we've got another look at your lot. Looks like the Clampets might have dumped something back there in that corner. I can't really tell what it is from here, and to tell you the truth, I don't know if I'm going to walk out there. Looks like an old I don't know, maybe an old shed. I think I see a little roof line on that. And then we've got this thing here, which looks like it's a combination barbecue and bar, plumbing fixtures, so maybe it's even maybe it even could be a wet bar. And there's a hook just in case somebody pisses you off. And there's a little two-wheeler of some kind here in case you want to rest after somebody pisses you off. Anyhow, this could be cool, but all the plumbing fixtures are gone. So it is what it is, and if you just don't feel like cooking, just heat it up in the microwave, I guess. So this is basically it. And it could be very nice, or it could be something that you regret spending your money on. But if you just look at strictly from the perspective of getting it as cheap as you can, and there's nothing more wrong with it than what we could identify cosmetically, then in reality it could be like it could be just like putting money in your pocket, even though it's going to take a little bit of work in between. So that's pretty much my perspective, but I'm going to keep on talking for a moment because I didn't get the exterior of the house around the side where the garage is, and I just want to go over there very quick so you can get that. But I could see how this could be sort of a really nice, majestic place, but unfortunately you should not plan on packing the suitcases and bringing the furniture down and just moving in right off the bat. It definitely needs some work, but there's some things that you've got to investigate before you decide what to do. I'm going to continue back through the front. Hopefully I'm not giving you motion sickness. I'm not really paying that much attention at this particular instant to what I'm looking at, but I am going to go around to the side and see what I can do here. So let's do that. Nice circular drive, a few steps down, nice pavers and concrete. This is where the carriage will drop everybody off for my coronation, and then it'll have to continue around out here, I guess, in order to be able to leave room for all of the rest of the royalty that will be arriving with me. And it looks like these horses saw me and came up, so they either really like people or they're being mistreated and they're desperate to have somebody come save them. I'm not sure which. So, does it need a little bit of landscaping? Yes. Does it need a little bit of power washing? Yes. Did I see anything that was so horrendous that if I got it cheap enough and had the money to put into it, would I be interested in something like this? Yes. Do we have a long time to make a decision? No. Theoretically, unless they extend it, the auction ends this evening, so I'm hoping that you get a chance to look at this, and I'm going to go back to the office now and send this to you. I will talk to you sometime soon, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye now.